All beloved dum-dum motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I. It is everyone's favorite jack of all trades with the foul mouth, Commodore Urban, and welcome back to another awesome fucking video, guys. I greatly do fucking appreciate it. Before I do dive in this bitch, I want to give a special shout out to all of you guys, my viewers, and my subscribers for sticking around watching this shit. The reason why I fucking do it is for all you guys, so yeah. And you can probably see, holy shit. Well, before you guys get fucking, before y'all get hard on and get ready to rock and shit and get ready to go cum fest, there's a fucking reason why I'm showing you all this. But anyway, it's Yamato from Kantai Collection. Beauty she is. Basically having a bath in the tub, and there is a reason why I'm fucking showing y'all that, because today is going to be part 1 of the build of the Fairy Fire / Harry Beaver Corporation 1 to 350th scale IJN Yamato. And now in part 1, a lot going on in part 1. So anyway, without any further ado, you can kind of see everything kind of fucking laid out in front of me. Pretty much. I mean, there's some stuff missing, but we'll deal with that more in part 2. And the first thing I fucking did was, after everything, I looked inside the instruction book and I made a checklist, or I looked at everything to make sure I had everything. 3 of those, 1 of these, 1 of those, 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 1 chain, the bottom, the 2 sides, 1 F sprue, 1 H sprue, 1 I sprue, 5 IE sprues, 2 IH sprues, 2 IG sprues, 2 IF sprues, 2 IK sprues, 1 M sprue, 1 J sprue, 1 L sprue, 2 IL sprues, 2 IP, 2 INs, 2 IOs, 2 IMs, 3 IS, 2 ITs, and 1 IR. And yes, I did check all the parts, and they are all fucking here. But like I showed you that picture of the lovely Lady Yamato having a bath, that's what I did with all this shit. And since there was so much of it, and it was absolutely fucking huge, especially the hull sections were fucking huge, they wouldn't fit into a fucking sink. So I used the bathtub. Yes, I fucking used the bathtub. My mom wasn't too happy about it, but I told her I did not run a lot of water. I ran just enough water to cover all the parts. And I put in a nice hot soapy water mixture, let the parts sit in there for about an hour or so, drained it, took the shower thing, fucking sprayed them all off, then ran nice hot clean water in the tub, let them sit in there for about an hour or so. I took everything fucking out of the tub and shit, and just pretty much let it all air dry. Let it air dry for about a day or so, and made sure everything was dry and clean. And voila. And the reason why I fucking do that, guys, is because when model companies like Harry Beaver make their models, they use a release agent shit on the molds to release the the plastic for the mold, so it goes like that. And it has that nasty shit on there, which is not good for paint and shit. You can't paint on them, you can, but over time it will come off and it will look like fucking garbage. So if you wash your models at the beginning before you build and you wash all your parts and shit, you won't run into that shit later on down the road. So, and there's a ton of fucking parts. There's even some loose parts in the box, which I washed those in a separate little container. Had those in a little separate container thing, so I didn't lose them. It wasn't many parts, there was like 2 or 3 small little things, so I was happy. And then one of the other fucking things, and basically, as I was letting all this shit soak and clean, that's when I went through this instruction book and actually studied it and looked at the way the planes were built, which I'm not going to build it all out of the instructions in this book because I have also the aftermarket shit right here. So like for example, these planes, your F1 M2 Petes and your E13A Jakes, there is aftermarket for those planes. There we go, see there's cockpit pieces you put in, see, that's not the Pete, that's the Jake, that's the Pete, they got fucking flip-flopped, but you can see what I'm saying, no, see, you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. So anyway, a lot of extra shit that goes on and stuff, and a lot of these guns get replaced, like these turrets get replaced with 3D printed ones, these get replaced with 3D printed, and these get replaced with 3D printed shit. And that's another thing too, is the holes. There are so many fucking holes you got drilling and shit, and I only had like one, maybe two of these sizes of drill bits, so I gotta order drill bits, but the holes that I could drill, I actually took my nice little trusty dusty drill bit, and just like Donald Trump said, we're gonna fucking, you know, drill, baby, drill. And that's what I did. I fucking drilled holes in the decks, which shows you on the bottom, the ones there's the little tiny ones I still have to drill, but I don't have the fucking drill bit and shit for it. But I drilled all the holes I could with the size bit I did have, and I also fucking drilled out portholes in the ship as well. And there's portholes in a lot of different parts of the ship, including on the hull, which not a lot of portholes in the hull because most of the portholes that were on the hull are fucking blanked over with blanks. So yeah. Anyway, after I done all that shit, like your flight deck, there's holes in it, I drilled them and shit. I drilled holes in all the pieces of the superstructure that had windows and shit, and all that in it and crap. And then finally, one other thing I was doing was looking at all the parts, and oh, there's one right there. But you can see the little extra bit of plastic that's fucking on there. Well, what I was doing was I taken my, I was fucking taking my nippers and taking these little extra bits of plastic and shit and just cutting them off. Because there was so much excess plastic and shit on this kit, it wasn't even funny. It absolutely was not even funny, so I took that, fucking threw that shit. And by the way, this is a sprue for one of the Mitsubishi F1 M2 float planes, which are, codenamed Pete. So that's pretty much what I've been fucking doing now. Like I said, there are some stuff missing because, well, I'll explain more about that in part 2, but like I said, I just went through a lot of, like, you can see these big things are missing out of these sprues and shit, but there is a lot of detail and shit in this plastic. Like right here, one of the main gun turrets. Looks pretty fucking good, honestly. I'm really looking forward to getting these guns on and getting them done and just getting the ship done in general. It's gonna be it's gonna be a beautiful model when it's all done. And it's actually really big as fuck. I mean, look, this is the deck. Here's my hand. You can kind of get an idea how big she's gonna be. And she's gonna be a very big girl, guys. But then again, Yamato was a big fucking ship. I'll have to do a comparison between her and my model of Bismarck just to give you guys a fucking size comparison some point. That'll be fun to do. So yeah, this is part 1, guys. Like I said, we gave all this shit a bath and get stuff cleaned up. Cleaned all the flash off. There wasn't a lot of flash or excess plastic on parts. There was some, but being new molds and stuff, it wasn't too bad. Parts are nice and crisp, and of course, clipped all the excess plastic off and drill, baby, drill. You know, drill holes and portholes and stuff in parts and got it all fucking done. So, yeah, guys. So there you have it. That is part 1 of my build of the Fairy Fire / Harry Beaver. Beaver Corporation. IJN Yamato on 1/350th scale. And if you have any questions or comments about anything, leave in the fucking comment section below and I'll get back with you. Until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Sand smooth seas and clear skies, and happy sailing with you. God bless you all. Take care. Stay safe. Be yourselves. Jesus and the good Lord love y'all very much. And until next time around, I'll catch you on warm trade wind, where the hell anyone knows, and anchors away, motherfuckers. So, yeah.